Reddit. I'm not joking. I need to get fired in one day. Guaranteed. Sit in your cubicle and play a vuvuzela. Dude, totally happened at my office today. Not even joking. There's no possible way that getting fired for incompetence, negligence, insubordination, etc. does not trigger the payback clause, unless that is the dumbest company in the world. If it is, just hire a monkey to go pretend to be you while you take the fat job. They'll work for bananas. Reenact the self-beating up scene from Fight Club. 100% this. I'd recommend a couple of shots first so you're a bit numbed, or else you'll never punch yourself in the face. I know of a few people who have been in the exact same situation you're in. This may sound odd, but honestly your best bet would be to ask your direct report to fire you. This has worked for multiple people I know. People are more understanding than you would imagine, and if you go to your supervisor or manager and explain your situation, she might surprise you with understanding. Also, it wouldn't hurt to do something nice for him/her in the wake of this favor. For example, offer to help train your replacements for free from your new job. Perhaps give your cell and personal email so they can contact you with some help. If I were your manager and you came to me reasonably and like an adult and said that you need this for your own personal growth and you'd like to make the transition of you leaving as easy on me and the company as possible, I would have absolutely no problem helping you out. You make me sick. That is so freaking mature. If, as you say, this place does not readily fire someone, then it will take epic effort to get fired in one day. Guaranteed. However, if it takes epic effort, then chances are it will affect your future employment potential. This will take a delicate balancing act and lots of luck. I can offer you nothing. Don't worry about future employment. This is a write-off. Hire an extremely fast lawyer to find a way to invalidate the contract. Reddit. Internet lawyer. Years back I worked with a guy at a consulting company, the same type of place. Very difficult to get fired. Well, he just stopped showing up. He would answer his phone and schedule meetings, accept other meetings, and just not show. He collected a paycheck for 8 months before he was fired, and the entire time he was working for a competitor, collecting 2 paychecks. It was a pretty badass way to do it. Physically harass everyone. For emphasis, everyone. You will lose your dignity with this one. 1. Turn up to work dressed as a woman. Seriously. 2. Everyone will stare and make fun. 3. Make a complaint that the workplace doesn't accept your physical orientation. 4. Capture defamatory emails. Use as evidence. 4. Blackmail HR that duels you unless an agreement for you to leave is met. I was hesitant in posting this suggestion, but after reading the other suggestions, this one isn't so stupid. They have a dignity corset that can tighten that right up. If your company has a battery of lawyers, which I am sure they do, there is bound to be some stipulation in tiny print somewhere that you signed that will prevent you from using this loophole. Be careful. Just call out sick every day until they fire you, but whatever you do, tell them you plan on coming back as soon as you're better. Yay. I say this is the best option. Step 1. Take other job. Step 2. Just stop showing up at your old job. Step 3. Collect 2 paychecks for as long as you can. Step 4. Profit. Start on a subject you know your boss will disagree on. When the boss postures his her point, scream, "You're an overpaid idiot." Be loud and dramatic when you scream. This seems like the best advice. Also undermine the boss behind his back to your peers, but do it obviously enough that he finds out. The only way to get fired in a day is for cause that taints your future career. You can get fired, but if you're in the kind of place you are, they're not going to do that for just being an butthole. They're going to think you fit in if it's just that. To get fired, you're going to need to go way beyond what you would do over a course of weeks, months to establish incompetence. To get fired in a day, pee off the right person, someone in HR, but you've got to absolutely explode in their face, preferably in the presence of customers. Other than assault, breaking stuff, theft, getting fired in a day in an organization with a big administrative wing, not a chance. And keep your dignity too? Are you one of the people who buys a 1 Super Bowl ticket and fully expects to win? What possible fees and expenses could they have incurred for hiring a server monkey? And I say that with all affection. I love the guy in the server room. The much better job is not good enough for you to eat the fees associated with hiring you. If that job is really what you want, if you absolutely have to have it, tell your boss thank you for the opportunity but I've got an offer I cannot possibly refuse. I resign. Have a good day. That's dignity. That doesn't avoid the cost. It does avoid questions on your resume. It avoids criminal and civil liability. Other than the fees, you could bring a shotgun and put it on your desk. But then you're never sure somebody won't be calling the SWAT team that's not going to take a risk with some butthole brandishing a gun. They will shoot you as soon as look at you. Just walk. Eat the fees. It's not sure that if your new to be employer learns about what you did to get fired, they're not going to think, what is this guy going to do if he finds the next best offer? I'd be extremely careful with doing stupid stuff. You can sell I wanted to work for you guys so bad I just left the other place and ate the fees for leaving early. Selling I did this massively outrageous thing to get fired so that I didn't incur a loss for leaving early. Just to get to work for you is a lot harder. Mental stability. It's a positive trait in the IT department. The ones I've worked with at least. Place a copy of the Victoria's Secret catalog on your boss desk. Make sure that each model's face is replaced with your photos of your boss. Write your name and phone number on the front cover. On top of the catalog, place a diseased pigeon carcass impaled with a cocktail stick. On the top of the cocktail stick, impale a small square of their most disliked cheese. Oh my god, is that a bird freaking staked on that skewer end? Ugh. Swiss. I am assuming you are here on a H-1B visa. The agreement you talk about is what is called as bond in H-1B body shop parlance. The company cannot demand the money from you if you quit because H-1B visa is not indentured labor. I suggest you go to your local labor debt office and discuss this issue. I will search later on and give you links to cases where H-1B visa holders face similar situation and went to court and won. United States labor debt law does not allow for indentured labor. H-1B visa is for getting skilled individuals from abroad and the only condition which the labor debt puts is that they pay the wages as per the wage guidelines for H-1B. The minimum salary is $45K. So don't panic and don't believe the validity of that employment agreement. Go to the labor department. They are nice people. I know from experience. Talk to them. Show them your employment agreement. Profess love for boss. Say you're unable to be there without being with him. Assuming him. Hopefully he will be so uncomfortable but weirdly flattered that he will allow you free exit. Post your server information on 4chan with login and password. Sit back and profit. Short of an office master bash and I can't think of anything. If no one gets fired, how can you expect without showing some dong? This is why it takes creativity. You work in IT so I assume they have a big server rack somewhere. Disassemble that thing right down to the last nut and bolt and refuse to put it back together. If that fails, take a 10x dose of laxatives and redecorate your cube. My god. I just realized that I have hearsay evidence from the executive team's personal accountant of illegal tax sheltering and a pre-tax scam they're pulling. Perhaps I could just meet with the CHR, explain that I'm hip to their game, and agree to SFU in exchange for $0 quit. No way. That's called extortion, and can get you in more trouble than you even want to think about. Wear Babe Ruth's original jersey. Approach your boss and tell him the situation, then offer him half of $XXXXX if he fires you. That way you get out of the job right away, and you only pay half the fee, and the boss gets some easy money. Win-win. That's the best idea yet, and if he refuses, kiss him. Full on the mouth. I know someone who had a similar situation. He hated his job and wanted out, and this is what they did. He went into work and asked for a meeting with his boss, told the boss that he was very unhappy, had issues with his co-workers, and basically talked down the place until the boss said, "If you are that unhappy you should leave." Once he got that from the boss he said that he understood where the boss was coming from and he appreciated him listening to his issues and thanked him and left. He went back to his desk, packed up everything and walked out with a box of his stuff, stopping by someone's cube and said that it was nice working with you and that he just got fired. Later that day the boss finally got wind that he fired the guy and called him up and didn't understand what was going on. The guy said, "You told me I should leave," and brought up other parts of the conversation that made it sound like the boss hoped that things worked out for him in the future. The boss said it was a huge misunderstanding and wanted him to come back. And the guy kept saying, "But you fired me." The company did fight his unemployment, but the guy hired an employment lawyer and one call from the lawyer got them to back down. Lots of bosses in that position won't say this. Why not do the honorable thing and quit? Talk to HR to work out a payment plan. With your much better offer, repayment should not be an issue. You should also know that their employment contract is airtight. Answers from Reddit have some gaping holes. Just do the right thing and get on up the road. Crap on Deborah's desk. Promote synergy. Office space. Install StarCraft 2 and start playing. W speakers on loud, of course. Order pizza and beer. Have them ask the front desk for the money. Refuse to do any work saying, "I don't really feel like it, Bob." Ask them to get you some coffee as they stare at you. After an hour of SC2, some pee is needed on high volume. If that's not enough, bring in a friend to play SC2 with you next day. Breach of contract. Company will sue for non-performance and request liquidated damages be paid. Pay them the big money. It's the deal you made. You agreed to the contract. You signed the contract. Alright, mister. Sensible. Oh wait, new idea. Install Vista on all the computers. You'll be fired by noon. This is completely unimaginative, but just pay the fee. If this job is so desirable, the expense will be justified. That's what I'm thinking. Why bother possibly ruining your reputation and dignity when you could just shell out the money? In the run of a lifetime, a few $1,000s is pretty insignificant. Come and drunk as you can possibly get. Just be really loud. And don't stop. Don't touch anything. Just get really freaking loud. Proclaim your drunkenness, show up really late. Wear a dress. Wear sandals and socks. Nothing else. Right. So this company spent some money hiring you on a visa and you willingly signed a legal contract saying that you agreed to pay that if you left before some date. Now that you are in the country, you have a better job offer lined up and you want to ditch this job and switch to the other. So the answer is to resign the job and pay the forfeiture that you voluntarily agreed to by signing a valid legal contract. Anything other than this that you want to do merely propagates an unfair stereotype that foreign workers are deceptive lying sacks of crap that don't follow through with the promises they have made and contracts they have signed. Okay, I am sorry, and from past experience, I fully expect to get downvoted, but here it goes anyway. Whatever happened to morals, ethics, etc. No matter what they are doing to you, or any of that, you agreed to it. Even if they did not live up to their end, it is no reason for you to lower yourself. Be a stand-up guy. If it were me, I would go to the company that wants to hire you, and explain your situation. If they really want you, they will work with you. They might even pay your fee for you, or some part of it. Once you have left your present employer, you need to contact a lawyer and see what can be done. While you are still there, you should also document the things you are saying here. In fact, you may want to contact a lawyer first. He/she may help advise you on what documentation you will need. The bottom line is, be ethical. Just because the company you work for may not be, doesn't mean you should act in kind. I get so tired of hearing, "They did it to me first." So please set the right example for others to follow. I hope that everything works out for you the way you want it to. It sounds like maybe you got a raw deal. One last suggestion. I hope this teaches you to research future possible employers better. 1. Reply all. 2. Attach P screenshot with boss face photoshopped in and witty cartoon speech bubbles. 3. 4. Profit. Take a crap on Deborah's desk. It'll get you fired and show your next employer that you're management material. Then meet a giant fish and frick its brains out. Call in sick and accept the other job offer. Keep calling in sick at this crappy job till they ask you to come in to pick up your personal possessions. I must pay them $XXXXXX. Big money for the fees and expenses that they've incurred related to hiring me. Double quote. That doesn't sound right. You should check that contract with a labor attorney. If they paid for outside training or your MBA or something, this would be quite common. I've never heard of charging an employee for the costs of hiring them though. I doubt that is legal. If that clause is in there and legal, my guess is that getting fired for cause is going to trigger the payback as well. Most likely you will need to get laid off. Physically harass the frick out of your boss. If they don't bite, physically harass the frick out of their boss. Keep going up the ladder until you're dry humping the CEO while he gives a speech to the stockholders. Bad idea. Physical harassment can end in a lawsuit. I'm laughing my butt off at the last one though. Call your boss a dong to his face. Have a friendly acquaintance good actor at work tell on you for something. Have them be really pissy and melodramatic about it. Ironix called me a douche and I want him to get fired. Then just be like, yeah well, he was being a douche at the time when confronted. Find out your boss fear. Use it to your advantage. I.e., bossman is afraid of spiders. Leave a rubber spider in his seat. Or better, a real spider. Pass out obnoxious propaganda of your choice. Christian pamphlets are usually a good choice for incurring rage. Be as self-righteous and as smug as you possibly can. Condemn people to burn for all eternity. Drunk email defaming every aspect of the company. Tomorrow you can send a retraction. But if your apology doesn't cover the lengths to which you insult the company, its direction, its leaders, your bosses, your co-workers and every aspect of it, you should be fine to go. A buddy of mine was in a situation similar to this. He chose a female that worked there that was kind of high in the ranks. Got her phone number from the directory, then blew her phone up with texts and voicemails regarding how they should hang out on a non-professional basis. How beautiful she was. Just wanted to see what she was doing. etc. Got fired within 4 days. The good thing about this is if it backfires and the person is interested in you, you told their superior you felt your job was in danger if you didn't go along with the relationship. A severance package or something is sure to come your way. Yeah, until the person reports you for physical harassment, or shows that you initiated it all, thus exposing the fact you are trying to cheat the company out of money. Watch gay pee on the job and then turn the sound up as high as possible. If they ask you to turn it off, just ignore them. Do nothing else all day, or if pee is not an option, bring an instrument or something into work. Play out of tune all day while singing loudly. Especially if you can't actually play the instrument. If the name of your boss is Joe, go up to him and say, "Hey Joe, I wrote you a song." And then hit random frets and strum as fast as you can while yelling Joe 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 oh no over and over again. Bonus points if he's in a meeting or on an important phone call. Just stand in front of whoever has the authority to fire you and stand around playing with a yo-yo. Surely after an hour or so of playing with the single most awesome toy on earth, that person will either tell you to get to work, or ask if he might try playing with your awesome yo. Either way tell them no and that you're not gonna quit playing with it until you can do around the world like 30 times in a row. And, the best part is, you get to play with a yo-yo for an hour. 3 words, whip it out, done. Go to our Shatai advice. Make a self-post called "How can I make sure to keep my job? Profit." I just realized that I have hearsay evidence from the executive team's personal accountant of illegal tax sheltering and a pre-tax scam they're pulling. Perhaps I could just meet with the CHR, explain that I'm hip to their game, and agree to SFU in exchange for $0 quit. I believe this is called extortion, and it's illegal. People feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. It's not my area of expertise at all. Blackmail bad. Blackmail a felony. If you are new to the channel, you can subscribe. I publish new videos every day. Until then, check another video. Bye for now.